Assalamu alaikum guys, I'm ARK. So in the previous video we have taken the first step towards programming, that is by printing hello world in Python. But in the real world we don't just have to print things on the console and the job is done, but we need to work on data. We need to operate on data and get some outputs in order to make a successful program or in order to work in real life. So in this video we will learn how to provide data, how to work with data in Python. So let's get started. Providing data in Python. So a data can be provided to Python using a variable, not specifically Python but to any programming language. Data can be provided to a language, a programming language, or a computer using a variable. So variable is a reserved memory location, that means it is a container for a value of specific type. So we can also see in real life we have containers, different containers for different type of matter, like we have bottles for liquids and we have boxes and containers for solid things. Similarly, we have to store the values of different types of data, that means words, characters, or numbers, into different types of variables or memory locations. We'll see how it is happened. So basically, to create a variable we need to use equal sign. Means equal sign is used to assign a value to a variable. So variable is identified using identifier using a name. As in real life, if we store some oats in a container, in a box, so we will name it as oats ka dabba, oats ka container. We will identify. So similarly, when a value is stored in a memory location or a variable, we need some identifier, some name to that memory location to identify that value. So that is why we use identifier at the left side of the equal sign, and we use value to be assigned to that name, to that identifier, on the right side of the equal sign. So basically this statement means we have a variable, that is memory location, in which a value is stored, which is called an identifier. So we'll see. So we have a variable that is a memory location in which 100 is stored and which is called a. The variable or memory location is a. So we can also call it as 100 is assigned to a, that is a equals to 100. 100 is a value which is assigned to a variable a. So let's move on. So to create a variable we need to keep three things in our mind: the type of a variable, the type of data to be stored in variable, and the name to identify the variable, and the value to be stored. So we have discussed these two things here. So the value to be stored is 100 and we have a name to identify, that is an identifier, we need it. So identifier will be always on the left side of the equal sign and the value will always be on right side of the equal sign. We can't change it. We can't say 100 equals to a. We always have to say a equals to 100. That means 100 is assigned to a. There are different types of data, so there are different type of variables. We'll see generally what are the types of data. So we need to focus on type of a variable, name to identify, and value to be stored. Type of variable is not so significant while declaring a variable, while assigning a value to the variable, because Python is dynamically typed. We don't need to specify the type of data while assigning the value, but it is important. The type of variable is important. Types of data generally what are we supposed to store in a variable, means what data we have. Generally we have some numbers. We can operate, we can say 2 plus 3. We can do a number of complex expression using numbers, and we can also use alphabets, words, sentences. So these two are basic type of data, general type, basic type of data which comes into our mind when we think of operating on some data, that is the numbers and alphabets. So we'll see numbers in Python. So how we can give numbers to Python. So Python supports 3 different numerical types. That means we can store 3 types of different numbers in Python. So the first one is int, that is signed integers. Integers means 0 to infinity. Actually 0 to infinity are called whole numbers in mathematics, but we call it integers here. Doesn't matter, it's our terminology. Example for signed integers are 10, 100, minus 69, 0069. All these are integers, all these are valid integers. We can also have signed integers and unsigned integers. Basically unsigned are positive and signed, that is minus 69, is negative number. So these are the first type of numbers used in Python. The second type is floating point. We don't just have to use numbers, integers in our data. We can also have precisions in our data. So precisions are used in Python using the floating point numbers, that is 0, 0.0, 19.06, or whatever. This is a negative decimal number. And we can also use exponential numbers like 32.3. This means 10 to the power of plus 18, and this means 32.3 into 10 to the power of minus 18. So whatever, these are all the valid examples of floating point in Python. And uh, and the third type of numbers in Python is the complex numbers. Complex numbers are of the form a plus ib, that is a is the real part of that expression, and ib, the part which is coupled with I, is the imaginary part. But in Python, if the imaginary part is coupled with j, it's our terminology again. It's nothing wrong in that. So 3 plus 4j is an example of complex numbers in Python. That is it. These are the three numerical types we can use in Python. And we also have words, sentences, or alphabets in Python. So basically, how we can define a sentence or a word in a simple manner. So a sentence is a contiguous set of characters. Character is a data type which represents alphabets in programming language. Though Python doesn't support characters, characters are supported by C, C++, and those traditional languages. Character can be used as a replacement of an alphabet. So it is a sequence. A word or a sentence is a sequence of characters, sequence of alphabets. So in Python, strings are sequence of characters represented in quotation marks. So these are strings. So strings can be used in Python in two ways. So we can specify strings in a quotation marks, double quotation, or even in a single quotation. So these both are the valid strings. Hello world in double quotation and ARK in a single quotation. And if you want to use characters in Python, we can just use a single alphabet string, that is a character in Python. So this is all about two basic data types. Let's see what are the basic functions we can perform using numbers and sentences and words in Python. Let's go to the IDE. I have a practice folder here, and I have a Python practice folder here, and I'll just open with code. I don't need to always open it with VS Code from file and open folder. Let's create a file named as data types dot py. The basic format of assigning something to a variable is a equals to some value, that is a equals to 10, or a is an identifier and 10 is the value. So this is the basic format of assigning a value. We can also use multiple assignments like a equals to b equals to c equals to 10. This means a, b, c, all three values are equals to 10. We will see it. So print a comma b comma c. Let's print it this way. Run Python file in terminal. So you can see 10, 10, 10. That means 10 is assigned to all three variables, all three memory locations, that is a, b, and c. So we saw three numeric types in our presentation. That is, this one was the integer. We also saw signed int, so minus 10. We can save it and we can print it again. So you'll see the change. And we have also seen decimal point number, that is 0.0987 whatever, and we can again print it. So we see it here. and we have also seen complex numbers. For using complex number, we need to import a module, that is import cmath. This means complex math. So we can create complex numbers by using complex and 2 comma 5. We need to store it in some variable. C equals to complex of 2 comma 5. Let's just remove this and print C. So we have it here. Hope you can see it. 2 plus 5j, that is a complex number, that is of the form a plus ib. We can operate on these variables by like a equals to 10, b equals to 5, c equals to 10 plus 5, sorry, a plus b. So this was a basic operation we can perform using our integers. Let's now make it 5.5. Let's now see what is the answer. So 15.5, as you can see. Integers can be operated using floats, means operated on floats, whatever you say, or operated with floats. Let's see strings now. So str equals to sorry, hello world. So this is our string. Let's print our string. Print str str. Run it. So you can see we have hello world printed here, and as I said, we can also use single quotes. You can also access a specific element of the string by using print str of 0. So this means index always starts with 0. Index always starts with 0 in any programming language. So if you want to print the first element of a string or a list or a tuple or anything, then we need to specify it as 0, that is 0th index, the element on 0th index. So we are printing the element of string, that is str, on 0th position or 0th index, that is h. Let's print it. So as you can see, the h is printed here, and we can also specify from where to where we can print, we have to print. So I have to print from first word to fifth. So I can say str of 0 is to 5, that means from the 0th index to 5th index. Let's see what it gives. Hello. So as you can see, so this way we can selectively print the string, and we also can perform a concatenation operation using plus hello world plus something else, something. So let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, let's remove this. So you can see we have got hello world something. So we can concatenate using strings. And if you want to print all the elements of a string after some index, like I have to print all the elements after sixth index, so I can write 6 is 2. So it will print all the elements after sixth index, that is world something, you can see. And what else is left? So if we if you want to concatenate an integer with a string, we can't do that. Let's see. If we do this, then it will give error that you can see str can't be concatenated to an integer, string can't be concatenated to integer. We have to convert it into string like this, then it can be concatenated, that is world 10. And if you don't want to do it like this, you can do it str of 10. So this is a method which will convert 10 into string. So you can see we got world 10. And what else? Yeah, we also similarly to the concatenation operator, we also have a repetition operator. So if I want to print str 5 times, I can say str into 5. This is the repetition operator. Oh, use this bit. So you can see hello world is printed 5 times. And let's add a space. So you can see hello world is printed 5 times with a space. So that is it, that is all we can do. That was I'm sorry, that was not all. These were the basic functions we can do with Python. So let's write, maybe write it in order. Okay, let's write it in order. I'll just fast forward it and you can screenshot it if you want. So that is it for the video, guys. We have seen the basic numbers and strings and the operations related to them. These were the basic operations we can do with these. We can do a lot of things with these. And in the next video, that is the part 2 of this video, we will see the Python specific, that is the a little bit advanced data type, that is list, tuples and dictionaries. So stay tuned for that. Hope this video was helpful to you, and if it was, then don't forget to share it with your friends and don't forget to like the video and be subscribed. बस मैं अभी क्या बोलेंगे.